My man, Brian Finland. Man, you just sent me a note literally last week, and I said, we got to jump on a podcast. We got to talk about this. So, in 8 short weeks, when we met, probably it's been 9 weeks now. One of the things you said you were having a real challenge with was like sticking to a schedule and making sure that you're staying committed to the activities. And you told me, you said, hey, I had 5 loans in my pipeline. Well, we just finished our 8 week boot camp together. And last week you sent me a note and said, I got 15 in my pipeline now. And I just thought, man, let's do this. I would love for you to just tell us your story. Tell us, number one, a little bit about yourself, how long you've been originating, what area you originate in, and then what are some of the things that have helped you build your pipeline, man. So, Brian, welcome to the
Sure.
podcast, man.
Thanks, Steve. I'm honored to be here. It was really good going through the boot camp with you. I just needed something to get myself really refocused and on point,
Yeah.
and obviously it worked.
Well, you
Um,
did the work, man. You showed up every week, and that's a big part. Where are you out of? Where do you originate
uh,
loans? Tell
I'm
everybody.
in Massachusetts, so we are licensed in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Florida.
Yeah, and how long you been in the business? So
I've
tell
been
us
in
your
the
story.
Yeah, sure. So I've been in the business almost 20 years now. So I've been in it for a while, right? So
You're a
I've gone
veteran.
through,
We're vets.
I think you could say that. So I've gone through a lot of, kind of ups and downs in the business, right?
Yeah,
I currently own my own company,
yeah,
but I'm solo.
yeah,
And I've gone back and forth. Like I had a team a few years ago, 4 or 5 people. We had, some good years. And then, when stuff goes down, it goes down. And I've always struggled with that, just like pushing through and continuing to market myself, generate and get business going. So when I saw the boot camp come up, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of close on a lot of things, right?
yeah,
Schedule wise, time wise, I know, like from mortgage marketing animals, I know that this stuff works,
yeah,
right? From seeing other people. And I'm just like, okay, I just need to do this. And if I can do it for 8 weeks, then why can't it continue?
yeah. I
Right.
love it.
And so
Hey,
it started out, I got my schedule set, and kind of from there, I haven't really gone off of it too much.
yeah. Hey, so
Yeah.
when you walk in, you've everybody's ridden the roller coaster. We've all got it.
Right.
What was it that like what were you walking in saying, man, in 8 weeks I want to accomplish one, two, and three? What were the things you wanted to accomplish? And then let's talk about how that's helped you because brother, to go from 5 loans to 15 loans, that's significant. And you know what I found too? There's a book Jim Collins wrote called Good to Great. And you know what I love about it, Brian? He says this, it's rarely the big things that make the big difference. It's usually this small little tweaks. So what are some of the tweaks? You just said it, you were almost there. What was it specifically that helped you accelerate results? I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, sure. I really think the biggest thing was keeping that morning call time sacred
Yeah.
and making sure I got the calls in during that time, because even before, I'd be like, okay, I have to make these 30, 40 calls a day, Monday through Thursday, and set this number of appointments and do this stuff. But I would let things go a little bit in the morning,
Yeah.
and then maybe try to catch up and make some calls in the afternoon. Right. But saying, okay, like it doesn't matter what happens after 12, I have to get this number of calls, this number of talk tos done during that time,
Mm,
or it doesn't really count.
I like it.
So that really helped me out. And so I still do that now. I have 16 in process now. I've had a few close,
Let's
um,
go.
and I have a lot to do,
Yeah.
but I made my calls this morning.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get pulled into anything that can wait. So it just made a big difference.
Hey, so when you're talking about call time sacred, one of the things we lean into is call stars. And it's really, really, if you broke it down to something really simple, it's just committing to doing a 2 hour time block of outbound sales calls. Now, what I don't want anybody to hear, somebody says, oh, cold calls. No, no, no. Like what I love, especially with veterans like ourselves, you rarely make a cold call. What we're doing is being disciplined with doing the number one activity that moves the needle the most in your business. And here's what I love. Yes, do we do targeted Facebook ads? Yes, do we do social media? Yes, do we do some of these other things? Yes, but not ahead of the calls. What's so fascinating is the fastest way to ramp up your business, the least expensive way to ramp up your business, and the only thing you got to do is commit to do it and do it each day is make outbound calls to the right people and ask for the business. And it's amazing.
It is. It really is. And that's what it comes down to. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter almost who you're talking to, as long as you're
Yeah.
talking to someone and asking for business.
Hey, and you said you put a target on how many calls you want to call a day. How many are you calling a day? What's that for you?
So right now it's 30.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
you
I'm
wake up every
typically,
day and you say, I'm going to make 30 outbound calls. And whether, and one of the things, if you're not know what the marketing animals is, we put themes to the day. Mondays are
right.
realtors, Tuesdays are clients in process, Wednesdays are database, Thursdays are pre-approved and looking. So every day you got a theme and your goal is to walk in and say, I'm going to call 30 people in this theme.
That's right.
Dude, that's it.
And that's it. And again, it doesn't really matter. Like we have the day set up, right? And I
Yeah.
follow that plan. But again, it doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, as long as
Yeah.
you're talking to people. You don't have to be talking to realtors every single day. A lot of my business is from past clients, past client
Mm.
referrals.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just starting to get leads coming in from the actual 8 weeks of calls that I've made, right? So
Yeah.
that hasn't really even kicked in yet.
Yeah.
It's just all the other stuff,
The activity. You know,
the
here's
activity.
what happens is when you're doing it, there's a process to wake up agents, and then there's a process for what you already got in place right now. Like everybody's got loans in process. Well, most people don't even realize there's 6 people you can call on every transaction. And to put it in perspective, if I got 10 loans in the pipeline, every week I got 60 potential people I can call on Tuesday where it's not a cold call. They're happy to hear from you. They're thrilled to get an update. And oh, by the way, if it's an agent, who have you talked to in the last couple of days that needs to get pre-approved that I could help you get pre-approved? I mean, it's adding some simple skill to our conversations.
It
And
is.
man, that's what I love about it is it you become a professional that has a strategy. And look, success isn't sexy. It's doing the same thing every day that you know has a desired result. And
That's
so,
right.
hey, but listen, you know, whenever I think about you making 30 outbound calls, um, was it easy for you at first? You know, because it's a whole new activity to be consistent in it, you know?
Right. No, it
Well, talk
wasn't
about it.
easy.
I mean,
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah,
saying,
sure.
"Yeah, look,
So
I mean, this is a
yeah,
pro. You've been doing it forever. You don't have call
yeah,
reluctance. You don't wake up and say, "Oh man, I got to look at the phone again." So, what did you do?
yeah. I mean, I have call reluctance all the time, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who I'm calling. If I know I need to call my mom, I have some reluctance on that, right? It takes me a little time to pick up the phone. So it's just a matter of a big thing that helped me was just being super positive all the
Mm,
time, right?
yeah.
No matter how I felt, I wanted to come across on that call as being positive.
Yeah.
And then it's hard to get, even if they say no, you're not going to get a real bad reaction, right?
Mm,
Because it doesn't matter. People expect you to be down a lot, I think, when you're making these calls. On the other, that's my feeling. Like on the other end, I'm calling and they're going to be like, oh man, what's this guy calling me for? But if
yeah.
I'm upbeat and positive, it changes their attitude right away.
Mm.
And then it doesn't matter if they say yes or no.
I love it, man. I love
So,
so yeah, hey, you know what it goes back to? Confidence isn't in preparing, it's in taking massive action. And you know what? The number one obstacle for loan officers in the industry today is fear. And it's not, people think I'll take action when there's no fear, the absence of fear. No, professionals, real pros take action and feel the fear. And then guess what? The more action we take, the less fear there is. And you realize fear is a feeling and feelings are fickle. So my
right,
calendar tells me what to do. I'm in a cool community of people moving in the same direction. And when
that's
I'm
right.
struggling, they're winning. I'm encouraged. I'm going to keep showing up. And you know what's amazing too, Brian? You must have prospected 40 hours a week, right? I mean, no, but literally it's like 8. It's 2
Right,
hours Monday through Thursday. Like
right.
it's not even a lot of time when you look at a 40-hour work week.
No,
And
it's
in 8 hours a week over the last 9 weeks, you've been able to ramp up your business Brother, what does that do for you?
Yeah, it's huge. And it's just, but I know it's the consistency going forward. Like, so I
Yeah.
looked at my numbers too. So it's like right now it's 16 deals. It's a little over 6 million, and it's
Mm,
probably north of 80,000 in revenue.
it's a
Like
game changer, man. That's
it
a game
changed.
changer.
Yeah, it's changed everything.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hey, well, listen, for somebody who's listening today, give somebody some, like, what would be some kind of some closing thoughts? I just wanted here's what I'm trying to do with the industry right now is inspire people that it's possible. By
right,
hearing your story, a veteran in the business had the ups and downs, you decided I'm going to take action and I'm going to do the right activity that I know has proven results, partly because you keep hearing other people have the success. Brian, you're a success story, man. You're the encourager now, and you can say, look, it
sure.
works. What would you say to somebody listening today?
You just have to start. And you like, I think you say it all the time too. You just have to start, but you don't have to be perfect.
Mm,
Like you're still going to have days where like maybe you don't get through your calls. That's okay.
yeah,
But you have to get up the next day with the same plan and start over every day.
I love
Like
it.
I'll throw something real quick in here. Like I come from like an athletic background. I've done Ironman triathlons, and I always had a plan,
Mm,
right? Always had a training schedule, always had things to do. And I knew if I hit certain markers, I was going to finish the race. I knew my times, I knew all that stuff. But I also had days where I got up and I'm like, I can't do this, right? And that's okay. So I think in this business, we're always pushing, pushing, pushing. And you have to have the schedule, you have to have the plan, you have to hit
mm.
certain things, but you can't get down on yourself and you're going to have off days. You just have to get up the next day and start over.
I love it, man. Hey, brother, well said. You have to just get up. Don't beat yourself up. It's not perfection, it's progress. And every day, I love, I heard this a long time ago. If I can just get 1% better, 1% better, 1% better. And that's, can I do a little bit better today than I did yesterday? And when you fall, you just get right back up, man. What an encouraging message. And Brian, I'm honored, man. What a great, just the greatest honor to be able to be a part of your journey over the last 9 weeks. And man, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
taking action. And thank you for encouraging and inspiring others to take action and that it's possible. So well done, my friend.
No, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on. And it's just a matter of keep pushing through and staying positive. And one day I hope I can be like you, Steve.
No, man. Hey, we're working it together, brother. I love what Brian said. It is so powerful that half the battle is number one, taking action. Carl and I talk about it all the time. Number two is just showing up each day, whether you feel like you're winning or you're not. Hey, and listen, if you want help with it, you want to explore a little bit more about the boot camps. They are doing so much to help loan officers get that jump start to take massive action and see big results from 5 loans in process to 15. And he said now he's got 16. That's a game changer. And if you want to know more about it, go to loanofficersuccess.com, loanofficersuccess.com. And then what you'll do is just fill out a couple of pieces of information. I'll get that. And then give me, just I'll call you back promptly and let's see if a boot camp would help you. If it's something that would help you kickstart or jumpstart or accelerate what it is you're building and growing to. And I'm confident that as we link arms, you can see big results from just like Brian did. So loanofficersuccess.com, loanofficersuccess.com, and we'll see you on the inside. See you.